between both the Sunni and the Shia at a time when Sunni and Shia should be trying to build maximum strength and power to resist Israel and to resist the Zionists. Thirdly, Sunni-Shia civil war is going to break up Pakistan. There's no way that Pakistan can survive. They are the ones who planned 9/11. And one of the reasons why they planned 9/11 is to be able to get a base in Afghanistan from which to target Pakistan. To attack Pakistan, to destroy Pakistan's nuclear plants and nuclear weapons, and break up Pakistan into bits and pieces. They've not been able to do it for 10 years. Even though they had the presidency in their camp, a man named Parvez Musharraf, before he left, the Pakistanis were calling him Dog Musharraf. For 10 years, and this is to the credit of the Pakistani people, that they've not been able to do it as yet. They are actually waiting for civil war. The reason why they have all the drones killing the Pakistani people and even killing the Pakistani soldiers is because they were hoping to provoke civil war in the Pakistan armed forces. But it has not happened so far, because the Pakistanis knew what they wanted and have denied it. But if they succeed in provoking Shia-Sunni civil war in the world of Islam, goodbye Pakistan. But there's a fourth reason why Dajjal would like to provoke Sunni-Shia civil war. I'm going to restrict myself to these four reasons, but I'm sure tomorrow on YouTube you're going to see so many scholars intervening to give us a 6 and a 7 and an 8 and a 9th reason and so on. Iran is the Shia country par excellence. Well, 25 years ago, Iran experienced a spectacular Islamic revolution. I am a student of international relations, and in the language, in the terminology of international relations, we say that that Islamic revolution in Iran was anti-systemic. And so the Zionists were very angry with the revolution in Iran. It not only threatened the Zionists, it also threatened the family kings and royal houses, because the Islamic revolution in Iran denounced monarchies among the Arabs, denounced it. The Islamic revolution in Iran also had problems for the Soviet Union, who felt threatened. And as a consequence of the revolution in Iran, the Soviet Union intervened in Afghanistan in December 1979, if I am not wrong. The revolution in Iran has produced a government which has consistently for these last 25 years opposed the Zionists. That's not what they want. Dajjal doesn't want that. Sunni-Shia civil war in Islam, in my opinion, is going to facilitate the effort for regime change in Iran. And so that a regime in Iran which is standing up against Israel and standing up against all the clients of Israel in Saudi Arabia and Qatar and what have you, would be removed. And a new regime would come which will be more authentically Shia, sectarian Shia, and with which Israel might be able to make a deal. That is the biggest advantage of all. Is it possible for us to do something to prevent Sunni Shia civil war in the world of Islam? The Ottomans have already contributed a lot. The Ottoman, you know, the monarchy, for 600 years, they waged war against the Shia. So Sunni Shia warfare to fan the flames of hatred. And today the drum beating is taking place. When I use the term Protestant Islam, by now you all know what I mean by Protestant Islam. A version of Islam with a methodology which says the religion is restricted to simply texts, the text of the Quran, the text of the Hadith, devoid of the spiritual heart, devoid of nur, devoid of firasatul mu'min, devoid of a capacity to see with the nur of Allah. That Protestant Islam declares that only Allah and His Messenger and the Aslaf have the authority to interpret the Quran and to interpret the Hadith. That's their position, and I'm not speaking derogatorily about them. No. I'm not ridiculing them. No. I'm not disrespecting them. I'm not waging war on them. No. It is this Protestant Islam which is now beating the drums furiously against the Shia. Taken for a ride by Dajjal, who wants to foment Shia-Sunni civil war. And so wherever there is Protestant Islam anywhere in the world today, you find a people who are obsessed with beating the drums of war against the Shia. One of the ways that we can avoid Sunni-Shia civil war is by calling a spade and telling them, you are foolish in what you're doing. You are playing, you are dancing to Dajjal's tune. The Zionists have been creating a Shia crescent by attacking Iraq and then bringing about regime change in Iraq with elections while the Americans are in control of Iraq, and you have elections, and by some magic wand, abracadabra, that becomes halal. A halal government emerges in election. That's foolish. And now a Shia government replaces the Sunni government in Iraq. And we see the crescent being created by the Zionists to try to present to the world an image of Shia Islam on the ascendancy and Sunni Islam being encircled. This is not by accident. This is intended to facilitate the brainwashing that is necessary for a Sunni Shia civil war to take place. So we need not only to silence those people by calling a spade, the drum beaters, but we also need political analysis from the member